All right, Cecilia Hull, customer relationship manager, right, of BWS Logistics, our friends and our partners here, shipping our stuff, all the stuff you see here. They got it to the Modex show with no problem. So thank you for that.
We're happy to help you.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about BWS Logistics for people that aren't familiar. You guys do a lot of things besides the ship our booth. So tell us about that.
We do a lot of things. So we're a 3PL. We're a brokerage. So we do everything from drayage to full truckloads to airport recovery to this trade show events. Sprinter vans, whatever you need, whatever your logistical needs, we're here to find a solution. And make it easy for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they definitely make it easy. It's super helpful in getting the stuff here. So I have experience with you guys, so I could say that.
We've done a couple for you now.
Yes, yeah, Manifest and now Modex, and then we'll see what's in the future potentially, right? But yeah, I mean, I think it's fantastic what you guys do, and obviously, we've been friends with you guys through the podcast for quite a while. But tell us a little bit about your thoughts about the show this week. We're on the last day here, so what do you think?
Last day of Modex. It's been very interesting. A lot of robotics.
Yeah.
A lot of warehousing. A lot of AI. It's a huge event. This is the biggest event I think I've been to so far. I mean, I was in ProMat in Chicago last year, but this is just...
It's massive.
It's massive.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's crazy to see how big it is and just all of the different vendors. I mean, there's so many things going on for our industry. It's pretty wild to see. I mean, from there's somebody around here riding around on like a bike thing to, like rollers for conveyors to the robots and then software and just
labels.
I mean, everything, right? So I'm curious for you. You've been here all week, right? So what's kind of caught your attention? What sticks out to you?
The thing that caught my eye the most was the trucks unloading, the robotics that they were putting inside, and the quick unloading of trucks. I mean, coming from a background in shipping myself, and just seeing how quickly those trucks are being loaded and unloaded, I think they said they do it in 60 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
I know it requires some extra work, like the equipment, but still to have that done, like no detention time for drivers, quicker loads at the shipper. If that can happen in the future for everyone, I think that is, something that'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the most exciting things for me too. And, I spent some time in an operation that I was plant manager for, and we were doing, 8 containers floor loaded a day, and then, 8 to 9 LTL trailers a day too. And something like that, I mean, would make such a huge difference. And it's great to see that part of the process in the warehouse finally getting some love, I would say, and some attention from the automation side, because I think it's one of the hardest jobs to do, but I think in the warehouse is that unloading, right?
Yeah, I mean, even the unloading the floor loaded containers.
Yeah.
My background in greeting cards, we used to ship. It would be a floor load container full of small boxes of greeting cards, and you'd have to have 6 guys unloading it. The amount of time, the detention, the demurrage that we would get on the containers, because you just couldn't turn it around that fast.
Yeah.
So seeing that, I was like, God, if we had that back when we were unloading containers,
right?
we would have went from like 3 days of unloading to maybe half day of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a difference, and I think it's great for the industry, and it certainly is going to help, I think, with a lot of that kind of sometimes backup you get in your yard and all those different things. So it's definitely a great thing. So tell us a little bit about your experience. You spent quite some time in the greeting card industry. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I was working for a manufacturer for 23 years. I started out just doing customer service, and within a year I was an account manager, dealing with the Walmart, the Family Dollar, the Walgreens, the Big Lots, all the major retailers in that industry. And then a couple years later, I kind of got more involved as an operations manager, handling just everything from procurement to inventory control to production to planning, labor, shipping at the end.
Yeah.
I left on a forklift at the very end, loading trucks. Like, there was no part that I didn't do in the industry.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very interesting, and I'm curious, like the greeting cards, right? Because I mean, I've seen the greeting cards, in the store, right? Obviously, but in the warehouse, I mean, how do they package them and things like that? Because I mean, it's also like it's fragile, right? In a sense, kind of, right?
Yes and no. So there's a lot of steps in the process. It was a printing, it was your first step, and then you would take it to get cut, then folded, and then packaged. So, and at the package, it was just going, like, we had sorters that would sort it and then feed it into the box.
Yeah.
Conveyors that would take it and load it onto skids and to be stored. So, and we did everything in-house. We were a U.S.-based manufacturer.
Oh, so, it's a manufacturing industry. Okay.
Yeah, we did everything in-house.
Yeah.
We did pick and pack with Pictolite, so seeing some of the stuff here too.
Yeah.
Like the pick, I'm like, God, it's come so far. And like,
I
even
wish
in
we
like,
had that.
yeah, I wish we had, I mean, that was 5 years ago, and it's just crazy how far like things have advanced in technology.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's incredible to see that, and it's very interesting, some of the nuances you see between different types of products and things, but a lot of times at the core, some of the basic processes are kind of all the same, right? And it's very interesting to see that. So I'm curious, you said you dealt with some inventory control there. What do you think about some of the inventory control solutions that are out here, like the drones and things like that?
The drones would have been that would have been a great fit for us.
Yeah.
Instead of like you had bins and bays of cards on shelves. If I had a drone that can go up and down in the racks of the warehouse to count things for me, it would have saved hours of the team having to like double check, spot check inventory for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting to see that. And I spent a lot of time in inventory control myself too. And I'm kind of like, man, we could have been so much better. We could have done so much more, and all those things. And so now that you're with BWS, how do you take some of those experiences and translate them into your customer relationship role now?
Well, it's basically like the first and foremost, it's always communication.
Mm-hmm.
We're very upfront on all of our communication with our customers. We want to find solutions. We don't like to hide things. And that's the same thing I found in my previous employer. Like, you just want to be upfront, find the solutions. Don't tell them what the problem is. Just find the solution.
Yeah.
And just, getting everyone involved on the team. It's a team effort. It's not just me. We have a great team behind all of us that will support us. And that's what really carries BWS is our whole support team.
Yeah, and I think it's great to be able to I think when you deal with the customers and you're dealing with that customer relationships like you are, I mean, it's great to know that you have that extensive experience too, and dealing with all the things that you are dealing with the services, and I think that goes a long way, right? Because you want to understand, and like you said, it's all about communication, and when you're able to communicate and you understand, I think what you're communicating to, it makes a world of difference, because sometimes I think we talk to, like, I always use the example of customer service when you order from something, right? And we come from the warehousing industry, so when the tracking says that label has been printed, right? Or like that doesn't mean it left the warehouse.
No,
right?
It doesn't.
And I call customer service, and you're just like, oh well, it says that the label is printed, and they're like, it was processed, and I'm like, I know what that means.
Yeah, it still hasn't left my warehouse.
Yes. So having that understanding of all those things kind of in the back end, I think makes such a difference for the customer experience and being able to provide a better service for them. So as you guys look at the industry here, I mean, and we're here at Modex, and obviously there's tons of future type of solutions and cutting edge things like that at BWS. How do you guys approach some of these solutions and take a look at kind of what's going on out there and what technologies to kind of adopt?
Yeah, well, we always look at new technology. We don't say no to anything. We explore it to see if it's a fit for us and for what we're trying to do. We have a great TMS system. We've done a lot of integration with other systems to make us more efficient, and it's really paying off. And like, we'll continue to explore because we want efficiencies. We want our customer to have that same efficiency within their system, to be able to view what, from containers to rail to demerge, whatever information we give them, like, we make sure that they have access to that as well, and we're picking the right technology for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great approach too, and being open to that. And I hate to see like where companies, they get kind of stuck in the we've always done it this way, nothing's broken kind of thing, and being open to and exploring and seeing these new technologies and seeing what kind of difference they can make. I think gives a huge benefit to not only your operation internally, but then also the customers at the end of the day as well, which is, without the customers, you don't really have a business, right?
Exactly.
So it's very important stuff. So it's great to talk to you here, Cecilia, and a pleasure to connect with you. And thank you once again to BWS for shipping our stuff and sponsoring us here on this day at Modex. And if people are interested in getting in touch with BWS and further your services, what's the best way to do that?
Go to our website, bws-logistics.com, and just click on contact us, and one of our team members will reach out to you.
All right, fantastic. So definitely check out BWS Logistics for all your shipping needs, not just trade show, but if you're going to the trade show, they are trade show experts, I would say. So make sure you check them out for that too as well. So Cecilia, thank you so much for talking to me, and thank you for shipping our stuff.
Of course.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video here on our YouTube channel, the New Warehouse Podcast, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video in particular, make sure you like it as well. And if you want to get this great t-shirt that you see in the video behind me, Warehouses Are Sexy, head to warehousesAreSexy.com and get your own.